Okay, so this is solving and graphing inequalities. Okay, let's take a look at this. We have this inequality here, and the thing we have to remember with inequalities is that if we multiply, if multiply or divide by a negative, the inequality sign is flipped. Flipped. What I mean by flipped is if if I start with an inequality sign that looks like this, and I multiply, so if I multiply or divide by a negative, it has to be a negative, the inequality has to be flipped, which means make it face the other direction. Okay, same, if I had something that looked like this, I multiply or divide by a negative, it would now look like this. Okay, when we graph, another thing, when we graph, and I just have a less than sign and a greater than sign with no line underneath, meaning equal, my point when I graph will be opened. Okay, and when I have an equal sign here, meaning greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, my point will be a closed dot. Okay, so very important to remember these two rules when we solve and graph inequalities. So now let's go ahead and solve. Let's combine like terms. Hey, look, this one has an x, this one also has an x, and they're on the same side of the equation, so I can add these two. I have negative 3x plus 5x will be, so if I have a negative 3 and then I add 5 to it, I'll have a positive 2x. And I'm going to choose a different color there. So I have a positive 2x. Then I have my inequality sign, and I still have a negative 5x on this side plus 49. I can't add these two because this one has an x, but this one doesn't. So they're not like terms. In my inequality, since I didn't divide or multiply by a negative, my sign stays the same. And here, once I got it here on my second row, I have a number with an x. I also have a number with an x. These two are like terms. I'm going to join them. Okay. Now I'm going to keep x on one side, and the number that's by itself, or constant, meaning a number without a variable, stays on the other side. So what I have to do is bring this negative 5x over here, bring all the x's here, so that I can just keep 49 over there. So this is a negative 5x, and I'm moving across the inequality sign, just like with equations, I have to do the opposite operation so that this becomes 0 here. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to add 5x to both sides. And I have 2x plus 5x. I can combine these. I can, because they both have x. So they're like terms. And that would be 7x. Here I would have 0, so that would cross out, and just left with the positive 49. So 49. I did not divide or multiply by negative. So my sign stays the same. Now I'm on my last step here. I still have a 7 being multiplied to the x. I just want to leave the x alone, so I have to move that 7. For me to do that, I need to make this a 1x. Well, 7 over 7, or 7 divided by 7, is 1. So that's why I'm going to divide by 7 to both sides. So 7. I did not multiply by a negative. Now, if this was a negative 7, then yeah, I would have to divide it by negative 7. Okay, that's hypothetical. If I did that, if this was a negative 7 to begin with, then that's when I would have to flip or change direction to my inequality sign. But in this case, it's a positive, so I keep it the same. So it'll be a greater than or equal to. I'm sorry here. I'm sorry about that. That's 7 over 7 is 1, so I'm left with 1x. So this will be x here. And 49 divided by 7 is 7. So this is my answer. Now, this reads, all my values of x are going to be greater than or equal to 7. So that means 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on to infinity are the values that are included in here. Now, if I had 6, 6 would not be a solution to this, because it says my solutions are all greater than or equal to 7. 6 is not greater than 7, just so you have an idea. I'm gonna write a number line, okay, because this is how we graph inequalities with one variable. If I say, if this is 0, we say, okay, well, 7 is somewhere around here. Okay. I have an equal sign, so this is a greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to, that is a closed dot. So I'm going to put a closed circle here. Okay, and now which direction am I supposed to go? Well, this would be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, right? And then this would be 8, and so on. Okay, well, we said all my values have to be greater than or equal to 7. Well, what is greater than or equal to 7? Well, greater would be this way. 8 is greater, not 6. So I'm going to go this way. I'll draw a line, and I completed my graph there. So I was able to solve and then graph.